Hey guys, welcome back to Prem Talk. Before we get into anything, Armand, I know you're watching. The episode is out. I hope you enjoy. It's been a long time coming. I know you've wanted this for a bit since the watch along, but I can tell you all the way from Singapore, the episode is out. So enjoy and leave your comment, as I know you will do. Please enjoy, Armand. Thank you. Thank you. Hey guys, how are we?
Hey, Zeki.
What's up, guy? How you been?
Yeah, I've been all right. Since we've last been on here, I've experienced a lot of highs and a lot of lows. More lows than highs, but that's life sometimes. You know, we gotta. I think after our last episode we recorded was the Spurs match at Old Trafford, and I said before because there's a lot of dark things football wise that we're gonna get into in a little bit, but I just want to highlight one of the most magical days of my life. Seeing Cristiano Ronaldo score his second ever hat trick for Manchester United at Old Trafford, 14 years on from his first. What a magical day that was.
Were you at the game?
I was.
Oh,
Stretford End as
that's
well.
that's so sick.
Stretford
That's
End.
so
I've
sick.
never sang Viva Ronaldo more in my entire life.
When
Unreal.
I told you I was in Nashville, so I wasn't able to watch that game, and I was just sitting there in a bar, and I see a text from Mill, and I was just like, "No, Ronaldo scored," and then the second one came in, I was like, "No, not two. He's gonna get the third. He's gotta get the third," and then surely enough, got the third. Of course, made your day.
Tears, man. Tears of joy. Theater of dreams. Theater of dreams it wasn't. What a big match as well. Spurs needed to win for any chance at fourth spot. Needed to win. Played horrific again, but Magic Man. Magic Man Ronaldo. So that was one of the best days of my life. Went there alone, cried in the Stretford End with all the ultras. Sang Viva Ronaldo was great. But in more recent news and more relevant news, we got knocked out of the cup. We got knocked out of the cup, and I'm going to give you guys a before video and an after video for you guys watching of me and Mill walking into the ground and out of the ground. So hope you enjoy that. Boys, walking into Old Trafford, just got into Manchester. We're with the gang, four of us going in. Mill, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling optimistic, Zeki. I think if you ask me for a score prediction, it's a 3-1 United kind of game.
3-1 United, Ronnie hat-trick.
Yeah, I'd say Ronnie, Alanga and Bruno.
Ronnie, Alanga, Bruno hat-trick. Can I get a sue?
No hat-trick, but
Two! Hey guys, not really much I can say. We just got knocked out of the Champions League by Atletico. Sad day.
I mean, I've travelled hours to watch.
Hours spent hundreds.
Sideways passing, lack of incentive to attack.
I mean, the fact that we didn't even show up for a European night at Old Trafford is a disgrace, honestly.
Fans were more up for it than the players.
I mean, genuinely, the fans wanted to be there more than the players did. It is what it is, I guess. We made a night out of it, at least. We spent loads of money to be here, a lot of time. We made a good night out of it for me and Mill, but
Some Jaeger bombs.
yeah, some Jaeger bombs, some tequila shots, some Jack and Cokes, you name it, we probably had it. It's a tough one to swallow. It's where the club is right now, but I bought as much Ronaldo merchandise as I could. I'm wearing 3 different Ronaldo scarves right now, actually, just because he's gone at the end of the season. So, Mill, you gonna sign
Yeah,
off?
I mean, I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, well,
Scarf, purely because I know it.
Prem Talk checking out. Yeah, we'll see you guys.
The disappointment on your face was. I love how you kept on bringing up. It's like we've had every type of drink in the book. We've done all of this just to make ourselves feel better, and it didn't work.
Yeah, well, what a night that was, though. I mean, we just went. And the worst part was, I think this was just pure like pain. I didn't after all those drinks and everything. I still felt somewhat like fine. Like I wasn't feeling that affected
I don't know,
by.
man. You sent me the same picture of you and Mill in front of those tequila shots at least 3 or 4 times in that one night, thinking it was the first time you sent it to me. So.
I
He
mean,
sends like
that's
3 different
valid.
photos saying first shot, first round.
Yeah, I mean,
What
what
a horrible
disappointment.
game, man. What a horrible game you guys played. It was
That's
really bad.
terrific. I mean,
It was real, and I don't
genuinely.
actually. I want to hear your opinion on this. What could Ranić possibly have been thinking with the substitutions? I really don't understand how you bring
Yeah.
your only creative attacking midfielder out of the game and leave McTominay, Matic, and Fred when you're down, needing to score against Atletico, who's going to sit back and let you come at them. And if you have no creativity coming forward, like, why not keep in Bruno and bring in Pogba? You brought in Pogba, but you take out Bruno. What's he supposed to do? Just ping balls in to no one? Take out Alonga
Yeah.
and not even bring in Lingard? You bring in Juan Mata?
Yeah.
Come
No,
on now.
Sam, all the things you're saying now are things I was saying.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right next to Bill. Um, I mean, well, first of all, I mean, players didn't want to be there. I don't know how you don't want to be there for round 16, second leg, must win at Old Trafford in the Champions League. But as I said in the video just now, like the fans were more up for it than the players were, and that tells you everything you need to know, really. I mean, the subs that came on, I mean, horrific. I mean, Rashford, genuinely. Genuinely,
So
I
bad.
actually think this could be his last season in a United shirt. Because it's not, I can get by, right? I can get by a player having a bad stretch of form, right? I can totally get by with that. It happens. So much pressure, obviously off the field stuff, everything. So much pressure to do well. What I can't get over and will never accept is lack of effort and lack of desire to be on the pitch. That is absolutely unforgivable. And I've seen it in person countless times this season. Rashford's just given up. He gets on the pitch, he doesn't even run. Like, forget passing, forget being able to hold on to the ball, give the ball. He doesn't even run. He gets subbed on in the 70th minute and just stands there, which is unforgivable for me, and that makes me not want to see him play for United anymore. It's sad.
So what then happens? Well, in terms of your attacking talents next year, I mean, right now you already lost a lot. I mean, Alonga's probably your most promising talent at this point. If
Yeah,
Ronaldo actually does leave, if you guys get fifth, then Rashford, Alonga,
I
Lingard,
mean, Jadon Sancho.
obviously. Yeah, Sancho, of course. I
I mean,
honestly forget
realistically,
about him because I
for
typically
United
forget
next
about him
season,
when I watch
it's
the games because he's not
that.
there.
Yeah, yeah. He had the only moment he had was against his former club.
Uh-huh. And against
So
Chelsea.
yeah, yeah.
I know you guys saw that reaction when Sancho scored against City. What was that, a few
And then
weeks
I
ago?
saw your other reactions when City started just laying it out.
Yeah, yeah, but for that 10 seconds, oh, what a 10 seconds
No,
that was.
that finish was incredible too.
Do you say that often?
That
What a
finish
10
was
seconds
incredible.
that was? Oh,
Hey, sometimes, man. Sometimes
sorry.
10 seconds of joy is all you need. But nah, Sam, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, th these next 18 months for United are really up in the air. I mean, there's obviously huge talk about manager situation.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. I mean, I was even seeing rumors of, I mean, obviously Chelsea's in a lot of turmoil right now with Abramovich and everything, and there were
Mhm.
talks of Tuchel even
Oh, well, that's just
being up
not
for
gonna
that
happen.
United job,
It's
which I,
not
I
gonna
know is
happen.
not going to happen, but if it did, I'd be terrified because he would revolutionize that team in a matter of 2 weeks. But
I think it'd take a little longer than that personally, but first of all, it will not happen. And even if he did leave, and like that's such a bad way to like get one over on your rivals. You know what I mean? Like the
yes,
situation that Chelsea's in right now is of no fault of the players, and it's of no fault of the manager, and it's of certainly no fault of the fans. Um, so the fact that there is even like speculation of, oh, we could get Rudiger for free, like we could get Tuchel, like this could be great. Like I hate that.
yeah,
Like
yeah, I
just not football. Like
respect that.
I absolutely hate every single piece of that. But what I do like is the prospect of us getting Ten Hag very soon, which I really hope the board does over Poch. I really do. Poch is so old news. I mean, I don't know what you guys, Charles, I'll come to you like in a second, but like, I don't know what you guys think of like this whole Poch Ten Hag situation. So it's gonna be one of those two, obviously. And for me, this whole like Poch thing is so like it's so outdated. Charles, I'll let you go first. Um, tell me what you think about the two.
I feel like, especially how Ajax were playing in the Champions League, I feel like Ten Hag would revolutionize United in terms of how they play, but I don't think realistically he would want to leave Ajax now. Even though they got knocked out this
I
year
think he
earlier
would.
than ex early they not got knocked out earlier than expected, but I think that he would be willing to give Ajax one more year.
I
And
think
then
that
from
he
there, and
See,
then
he
think
might be
there's a
ready for the
or
next jump.
if he does leave now, I have a feeling that because as you said earlier about Rashford and how you're saying basically this might be his last season in United shirt. If Ten Hag goes to United, I think he's going to try and bring Anthony with him,
I'd love it.
which would be
I'd be
which would be
so, I'd be
which would
so
be
in
which would
for
be
that.
great for the club. But
I
I feel
think we
like
need a right winger anyways, regardless of if
y'all need a lot.
Rashford stays. Yeah, we need at least 4 players to start the rebuild. At least we need a
That's why
centre back,
like
we
I'm
need
kind of
two midfielders,
scared.
and we need a
I'm
right winger.
scared if you guys get Ten Hag because he might try and bring Gravenberch too,
Yeah,
who's been
He could
incredible in the
attract some
Champions
other
League.
good youngster. I mean, Ajax is known for
They're
developing
literally known for
youth.
having the best, besides Barcelona, they're known for having the best academy in the world.
and
Chelsea.
dare I
Don't forget
say,
about Cobham, lad.
Bro,
Come on now.
history, Ajax is the best academy in the world, besides Barcelona. Chelsea's third though.
Last 10 years,
No,
Chelsea's right up there.
recently Chelsea's up there, but like
But
in the past, it's
Tag
Ajax and
he could bring
Barcelona.
in.
Like,
I'm scared about him bringing in Declan Rice.
dare I say, we got Donny van de Beek coming at the end of the season back as well. Ajax
Yeah.
connection. We might even get to see him. But no, I think Ten Hag is definitely leaving. Because the whole thing with the situation with the footballing director, whoever the sporting
I
director is,
forgot about yeah.
he got into a bunch of bad stuff, and I think he's ready to go to leave all of that. And they're ready to let him go as well. Not like they'd obviously love to keep him, but like Ajax, as you know, they just they're a feeder for all the big clubs and managers as well. So no, I'd much rather get him because for me, Poch is old news. The whole thing, right? What makes me so mad is some people are like, "Oh, Pochettino, like he knows how to win in the Prem, like he's Premier League
He
proven,
does.
like he knows how to win games, like he took Spurs to the Champions League final." Let's recap Poch, right? Let's recap Poch. First of all,
He got lucky in that
Poch,
Champions League final run
yeah,
too. In
exactly,
two straight legs. He got lucky.
exactly. And first of all, did he win? Did he win the Champions? No. Like, did he win anything? Did he win a trophy? He's actually genuinely won one trophy, and that was the French Cup last season when he bottled the league with PSG in the French league. He's actually genuinely only won one trophy. But when he was in the Prem, first of all, it was like 4 years ago. Two, when he played the top six, he actually had the least amount of wins out of the top six teams when they played against each other. Like Arsenal even had more, and Arsenal 4 years ago were an absolute shambles. Like this whole Poch knows how to win. And like you see what they're doing now. They're saying like, oh, he knows how to manage egos. Does he? Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe is his front three, and he bottled the second leg in the Champions League, and they just got absolutely annihilated by Monaco, 3-0 in the league, and we all know the league's a joke. Like it's I don't want him. Ten Hag offers something so different. It's a risk, obviously, but the thing, the clip I sent to Goldbridge, for my United Stand audition that didn't get a reply on, but it's all right. Mark, I forgive you. If you see this, it's all right. I'll still watch you guys. It's all right.
Yeah, he's watching.
But
He's watching. Don't worry.
I was saying like the whole thing with like if you look at Klopp, even Tuchel a little bit, but more so Klopp. Klopp came from Dortmund when he was a good up and coming manager, but he wasn't world class yet. You know what I mean? Like he was well respected and he was a good manager, but he became world class in the Prem with Liverpool. When he took over Liverpool, they were eighth. They finished eighth in his first half. They went fourth, second, in that really tight one with City when you guys won it by a point. And then they win the league, obviously, and now they are where they are now. Um, but basically, Jurgen Klopp is now a world-class manager, one of the best in the world, because he made his name at Liverpool as a world-class manager like Pep is. So, like,
It's kind of interesting that you bring that up, actually, because now that like I really haven't thought about it that much, but also, I mean, you're seeing it with Arsenal a little bit now this year, where clubs like Liverpool and Arsenal giving their managers actually time with the club. I mean, Arteta last year, people were calling. I mean, even me. At one point, I'm pretty sure last year, I kind of jokingly, said that Arsenal was going to get relegated.
I'll
But
tear out.
you see what's happened when you actually give a manager time who has some sort of football philosophy in their head that they're trying to implement, because that takes time. And I think that I see your point. Bringing someone like Tag in is much more of someone who has that idea. You see the way Ajax plays, and honestly, I was surprised they lost to Benfica in the Champions League, but
I was as
the,
well.
the way that I mean, they were heavy favorites too, but the way that they've played in the league this year and in the early part of the Champions League also, I mean, it seems like bringing Ranić in was an attempt to try to give some sort of identity to the team. I mean, he's the German footballing mastermind. He's the father of German football.
He's the father of German
Big
They're
football
all
impressive.
his
without a lot of
they're
trophies to
all his
prove it.
they're all
So
his mentees, and they're all doing it way better than he can. And clearly I don't know. It's not seeming like his high pressing formation that's supposed to be high pressing is not high pressing at all.
Well, to be
it's also the
fair,
team that
it's
he's come into
yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Like,
what does his role turn into? I mean, he was hired to be a consultant for the next 2 years or
So
whatever. But
what came out
why even
today?
bring him in as an interim?
Well, I think their whole thing was obviously the board didn't want they didn't want Conte because of the backlash and the he'd uproot if we got Antonio Conte as our manager when we sacked Ole, like he would have been in that dressing room in the board room messing everything up.
Screaming.
Like he'd be
Oh yeah.
he would be demanding things which they hate. They hate it so much. So that's why we didn't get him. And there wasn't another option. So this whole thing when we got Ranić originally, it was to be interim, help us get a new manager, and then help rebuild the club from upstairs with the football people. And now it's it came out today, I think, that they were saying um his role is not going to be that hands-on anymore. It might just be
Well, yeah, because I mean,
yeah, you have no
when you
results
give
to
him
prove it.
yeah,
So
exactly. Then his entire consultancy is going to be based off of an interim season that he had. So then you're basically setting him up to either succeed in a short period of time and then give up on that by then moving him to a consultancy role and bringing in a new manager, or you're basically going to be like you have a very short amount of time and it's shown his results haven't shown from that, and now you're seeing things like, okay, well, you didn't do it when you came into a manager, why would we trust you to choose our next manager? So it just seems kind of, I don't know, I didn't really understand the decision of them to bring him in as an interim with the idea of him going to a consultancy afterwards, as opposed to I would just brought him in as a consultant from the start. keep
100%. Yeah.
keep Carrick in there as a interim manager if you're
Carricky.
going to
I
scrap the
mean,
season, really, and then
if you saw any of
have him bring him a
Carrick's,
manager in. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, City, I saw the highlights of City's under 23s versus United's under 23s Carrick manages, and let's just City beat them 6-1 or something. So I'm not sure how much of a
I'm not claiming that Carrick is the answer. That's not what I'm
I was about
saying
to
at
say
all.
I'm not
I'm just saying why
He's
bring
never
in
lost.
Ranić as an
He's never
okay,
lost a
okay.
match.
All right, all right,
a
all
prem
right,
match. Yeah,
all right, all right. I'm just saying why bring in Ranić as an interim
that's
if you're gonna
and
use his
especially
body of work as an interim to dictate whether or not how good you think he's gonna be as a consultant.
and also considering his in terms of his philosophy, how are you going to go to a club and all of a sudden expect to adapt a new philosophy without the right personnel, without his people around him in less than a month, basically, and expect to be on winning ways? It was clear from the start that this league was a three-horse race between Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. And it's just a matter of United finishing fourth, basically, at this point. And then all of a sudden, Arsenal started playing beautifully.
God, aren't they playing some great football right now? Really, I watching the
Arsenal,
Arsenal
besides
game
City, I think
over
Arsenal are probably my favorite team to just watch. Them and
they
Brighton, in
this
terms of how they play,
yes, yes. Dude,
it's
and
it's
I'm like
wonderful to watch.
Odegaard is truly, truly a talent. He's the
If we
way
get
they're
into our
midfield
if we get
and
into our
Partey's finally playing well. Partey's finally coming into his own.
if we
And
get
I
to our
hate
top
Arsenal,
10
but I
list,
love
Sam,
watching them play right now.
if we get into our top 10 list, Sam, just wait for Odegaard to be on there. Just wait for that.
It just shows what you can do when you got the backing of the board and time for the manager to do what he wants because there's no reason Arteta with the players that he has should be in fourth spot ahead of the likes of United right now. But he is
Absolutely.
so because he's got players that want to play for him. Like the whole thing with Ranić, um the thing is the players didn't play for Ole, right? They just they wouldn't get up for him. But I get because Ole's a bad coach. He's not a coach. You know what I mean? But when Ranić came in, Ranić is a coach. He's a very good coach. And they're still not playing for him. We can't even get up for a Champions League match. So I mean, we need clean house. The United team needs absolutely cleaned out from top to bottom. And for anyone that says oh, we get Ten Hag and then we're challenging for titles again, no,
Like,
absolutely not.
no.
It's going to be at
Yeah,
least.
midfield.
You're
I
challenging
think
for
it
you're
will be.
challenging for fourth.
If everything goes right,
You're never gonna do anything with Harry Maguire as your captain, first of all, and him in your back line, second of all.
You
I
spent
agree.
80 million on a fat head who can't even win a header on a corner.
That's true. That's true.
Do you see that
Um,
that one clip of I think it was like a deflection off of De Gea and it went right to Maguire and he just like stood there and watched it go through his legs, and then he just
Yeah.
turned
It
around.
was in the City match. He dummied it.
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
dummied the ball.
he dummied it in his own box.
What are you on? Yeah.
And how does Southgate call him up over Tomori? AC
Oh,
Milan's
crazy.
Nah,
top of the
that's
league and in
criminal.
great form, and you bring Harry Maguire in instead
No,
of
Southgate is a
Tomori.
proper prat, and that is why he will never manage in the Premier League. Like the fact that no, it's good. Rashford being dropped was 100% good, 100%. But the
Yeah.
fact that he's taken Emil Smith Rowe and Jack Grealish as the third and fourth number 10s over Sancho, I disagreed with a lot. Obviously,
I do not
the
disagree with that at all, actually. Well,
I don't know either.
yeah,
Smith Rowe hasn't even played.
that's
Smith Rowe's been injured for the. Yeah, he's literally just got back from injury one, and Sancho's banging form. He didn't play well in the Champions League.
banging
Sancho is.
form. Banging form. What
Do
do
you
you
guys
mean
watch United
banging
every week?
form? No, I don't.
No,
Obviously,
but
obviously, I don't
I
watch
know that
this, but
before
United is
Sancho
his
has played.
injury,
Sancho's last 4 games for United have been really, really good. They've been
before
That's
really,
Emil
really
Smith
good.
Rowe's injury, he was fantastic for Arsenal.
yeah. Smith Rowe has
Well,
really
yeah, but
impressed me
the
this
whole
year.
point
Him
is
and,
like,
him and Odegaard
Grealish
should
hasn't even
Grealish,
played.
Grealish
work
has
that
not
team.
done enough to receive an England call up this year.
100%. Yeah, he hasn't.
Smith Rowe,
That's
you
what I'm
can. I
saying.
mean,
You're
but
choosing a guy who's
if
been
you're
injured,
using
and
injury, I mean, I know Reece James was ultimately dropped because of his injury form right now, but he was originally called up and he had a long stretch of no injury, but he proved before that injury that he should have been called up. So why does that not apply to Smith Rowe?
Because
If
Smith Rowe was in
Sancho
the
only
Euro
had
squad.
a decent couple games right before, Smith Rowe was not in the Euro squad.
it's all about form.
That's my
It's like
point.
he's
That's my
like
point.
Yeah.
Sancho
I'm
is
just
like.
saying, I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I watch enough of either of them to be able to tell you which one I would prefer in my team. But from what I've seen from them, I would take Smith Rowe
It's the
as a
thing that
striker.
it was the they've taken 4 number 10s now instead,
Yeah,
and then Southgate's reasoning for taking Grealish and Smith Rowe is that they can also play on the wing.
I mean, they
Sancho is a
can.
natural winger
yeah.
who's their second best
Bring in
winger.
winger
Like
depth then. I don't understand
Yeah,
Southgate.
100%.
I don't get that either way. The centre back one is what we can all agree on. The fact that he chose not even just Maguire, like Maguire is just like what
Horrible.
the hell. Um, he also chose Tyrone Mings
I was literally
over
gonna. Can we agree that
yeah.
Tyrone Mings is just mid?
Yeah, no, he's very.
Like he's not even the best center back on Aston Villa.
He's not even in like form.
No, he's not. He's
It's
actually
English
pretty. I
bias
don't.
there. That's
He's
what it
not good.
is.
He's a
It
natural
is.
left back that's playing at center back because he's like 6'3".
See,
It's
I
just
didn't want
Premier League
Tomori to. I
bias.
didn't want Tomori to leave Chelsea. I said it when they sent him
You
to
did,
AC
yeah.
Milan. I didn't want him to leave. He's fast. He's smart. He's young,
It's good for
and
his development though.
He's basically
it
everything
is
that you guys
absolutely
hoped
good for his
Zuma would
development.
be.
Yeah, it's
He
exactly right.
wasn't going
It's
to start
totally
this year.
he was not going to start this year, and it's perfect for his development. I wish we loaned him. I don't know why we sold him. I wish we loaned him. We do that with every other player. I don't know why we sold him. I hope he comes back because I think he wants to. But
A
I
buyback
don't.
clause.
I think there is a buyback clause actually.
I know
But
there was
not
for
that we can act
Abraham. I
on it
don't know
right now.
about Tomori though.
Not that we can act on it right now. Abraham,
Yeah.
I love it. Tammy is on his 22nd goal in Serie A right now. Love that for
Abraham
the
is
kid.
killing it in Serie A.
Love that for the kid. I didn't want us to sell him either.
Instead, you brought in a bus for 100 mil.
Who has? It's so funny. It's actually so funny because like I would talk about it with my friends when Rom was on United about how he has no touch. It's as if he has a brick strapped to his foot when the ball hits it. It's ridiculous. And then he goes to Inter Milan. He scores these goals with Arturo Martinez, and it's just like, oh, he can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass. Oh, comes to Chelsea. No, no.
Hey, he scored for you in the second round of the FA Cup
Oh,
against the League 3 side.
honestly,
After
Kai,
missing
I've
two
been loving the
sitters,
way
he
Kai
scores a
Havertz
header
has
from
been
a
playing.
yard out. Just take it.
I've been
take
loving the way Kai Havertz has been in really good form, and it's interesting because I mean of the two Germans, he's clearly cemented himself as the better one because Timo just cannot figure it out
I
for
mean,
the
you
life
paid
of him.
double the price tag for Havertz than Werner. I'd hope he turned out to be better.
Well, yeah, but Timo was already more established goal scorer. He had what 30 goals in the Bundesliga and was scoring bangers left and right, and now
That's
can't
true.
actually shoot or touch and doesn't know how to dribble. Also,
So if
Christian
you're
Pulisic,
Tuchel,
great
so if
form.
you're Tuchel, who's your front three? You have
I
an important cup match, Champions League. Who's your front three?
Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, and Kai Havertz.
Gotcha.
And then I would that
In
because
the
that's
middle,
because
in the middle, who?
in the middle it's obvious. It's Conte and Kovacic. I know Kovacic didn't play
Thank
very
you.
well
Okay.
against Lille. Georgie does not make that starting two. Kovacic.
Jorginho's overrated as hell. We move on.
Oh, watch your language there, son. Jorginho does not deserve to be in the starting lineup. He is good at what he does. Don't get me wrong. He's very good at what he does. He might be one of the best. He is one of the best in the world at what he does. But what he does is not necessary when we have a five back and two center backs. Because ultimately we don't have a five back. We have three back, and we have four in the middle, with the two outside backs playing as essentially wingers. And it's so obvious what attacking we're missing when Reece James isn't playing those 2 games when he came back from injury. We are a completely different team. It was crazy. I can't wait for Chilwell to come back too, because we have no one like when we're playing a team who has a fast winger, and we play Malang Star, we get nothing going offensively because we're trying to be too defensive. When we have a team where we need more offensive talent, we put in Marcus Alonso, then you just see him getting absolutely torched by whatever right winger is playing against him because he has no defensive capabilities.
Yeah, seeing Foden go against Marcos Alonso was very fun.
Yeah, I bet
Not
it
gonna
was.
Now,
Honestly,
Malang
seeing
Sarr was
anyone
Malang
go
Sarr
against
is going to be set up for a great career at Chelsea,
it'll
though.
be yes, and
100%.
that'll be good
Isn't he only
because
like 21,
once
22 still?
I think he's 22, and once
He's young.
Rudiger leaves with one more year, honestly, and having, I think Charles and I have talked about this, but playing, I mean, quite possibly Thiago Silva is the best possible person for a young center back to play under, because positionally he's the best that I've ever seen.
What does that look like next season, though?
So
38-year-old
next,
Thiago Silva at the back.
I obviously
You know
Thiago
what?
Silva's not going to be
37-year-old Thiago Silva's working. Let's just hope 38-year-old one does.
facts, but I mean, even now, Thiago Silva's not able to play every game. Like he's not going to be able to play every game. So our back's
We
going to
don't
look
need him to
like
play in like the FA
it's going to
Cup and
be
stuff. So
it's going to be Sar, it's going to be Chalaba, and Thiago Silva, and
beautiful.
then Christensen's going to Barca. Rudiger's going to
As
go.
Piliqueta, you don't know it yet either.
Aspie, I think, is going to go to Barca too.
Yeah.
I don't want him to. I want him to
Everyone just
retire.
go to Barca. Why does
Where did
everyone
Barca get
Kessie
this
go to
money
signed for
Barca?
from?
Barca today.
Weren't they in
Kessie
$1
No,
signed
billion
for
they
worth
Barca.
of
don't.
debt
The
like
thing
last year?
is,
What's going
half
on?
their team is playing for free. Like, you've
Oh
got
yeah,
you've
and
got
Dani
Dani Alves
Traore
signing back
injected
to rebuild the club for free. You got PK on, I think, €1 a week. Like,
Dani Alves on €1 a week.
yeah, exactly. Like, no
Adama
one's no
It's
one's
Traore
getting
bad
rejects
for
paid.
Barca.
130K a week from Spurs and signs for Barcelona for 10K a week.
It's
Yeah, and
because
it's bad when their stadium that has been named the Camp Nou for over 100 years, they throw away and toss the Spotify Camp Nou in front of it because
Yeah,
they
nah,
need money that
they
badly.
messed that one up. They messed that up big time.
Did you
I
see
mean,
that
to be fair
they were
though,
claiming that they were gonna put instead of the Spotify logo on the shirt sponsors, they were gonna do different artists that are streaming on Spotify. Like I saw
no.
one, it was
That's so
like the
stupid.
Bad Bunny
That's so
logo and stuff,
stupid.
and I was like, you can't just do that.
To be fair though, Xavi's doing a good job with that. He's doing a great job with that. I
Oh,
mean, like 4 months ago, they looked like they were gonna finish like 13th in the league, in La Liga, and now they actually look like they could compete in a season or two for a Champions League. Like, and there's all this talk like Messi's gonna come back. Maybe it was a whole elaborate plan. Messi just leaves for a year, gets them all to rebuild with the youth, and then comes back into a team that can play. I don't know, but I can certainly tell you, I don't think he's gonna stay at PSG. I mean, he's getting booed in every home match he plays in.
how do you
So,
boo how do you boo Messi? How do you boo
to be fair,
Messi?
it's also Neymar. But I mean, imagine
Neymar's a
being
little
in.
bit understandable because he's been there for so long and he was brought in for so much to win the
Some,
Champions League. I know Parisian fans are super. They expect a lot, but like Neymar's
okay,
one
to be fair,
thing,
I don't
Messi's another.
agree. I don't agree with booing of
Yes.
Messi at home. I don't agree with that. Just if you're gonna clip this, don't clip that. I don't agree. But what I will say is, if you put yourself in PSG fans' shoes, right? They play in a league that's just not competitive at all. that if they don't win it by 20 points, it's a failure of a season. Like they've lost like I think 2 out of the last 4, like 3 out of the last 5 something in the league, and they're still going to win the league by 15 points easily. Um, so they haven't really got the league to cheer for. The cup, they should win it every year, right? Or they should at least
Yeah,
make it to the
Champions League
final
is their only tournament,
every
really.
year. Champions League's the only thing you can really cheer for. And you've had Neymar and Mbappe for a little bit. Not to mention, it's not just the front three as well. It's like they've got Marco Verratti, who's one of the best midfielders in the world. They've got Marquinhos,
Marquinhos
Kimpembe, and Sergio Ramos as the
and
centre back
And
pairing.
Hakimi and Nuno
You
Hakimi
got
Mendes
Hakimi.
in the back
Half their
too,
team
and
has been in the team of the
and
Donnarumma
year.
Donnarumma in goal, who won
Exactly.
and
Player of the
Keylor
Tournament
Navas,
in
who
the
has 3
Euros.
Champions Leagues to
No,
his
they
game
they've
to
they
his name.
have. I think City's close, but they've got the best squad in Europe, if not the second best squad in Europe.
Well,
I
no,
And
think we
but
have the
he,
best
you
squad in Europe.
take
It's not
I said
close.
this before. You can't see. This is why the biggest problem that I have with booing Messi isn't because he played badly. It's because first of all, you're gonna have 3 world-class talents, right? One of them's how old's Messi? 34, 30, 35. Neymar just turned 30. Mbappe is 22 years old. You have 3 people, and all of them aren't tracking back. Okay, Barca's dealt with Messi free roaming, not tracking back for years. Fine. One person not tracking back. Okay. Neymar doesn't want to track back. Also, not ideal. Okay. Mbappe, also a 22-year-old who is not running back on defense, and he's the only one who's getting applauded and getting a standing ovation. You're expecting Messi to do more defensive work than Mbappe. You're blaming the fact that you let Benzema score 3 goals in 15 minutes on Messi and Neymar when you're playing with 8 against 11. There was literally a clip from that game with 8 PSG players, 11 or 10 Real Madrid players, and then Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe standing in the corner, walking
Yeah,
back.
I mean, it's another thing you speak about. It's like another dig on Pochettino, like just not being
Yeah,
able
how do you
to
not?
manage all the ego. But the thing is,
Yeah,
like
for anyone who says that
you have
Poch
the
can
best,
manage
yeah.
egos.
You've got the best squad in the world, and then you add Lionel Messi to that squad. I mean, I'm talking from the perspective of the fans. Like you're expecting them to win. And okay, let's all be honest. He has not had a good season at PSG. He hasn't.
No, not at all.
Whether
No.
you like to think, I'm not saying he's a bad player. This is not Messi, Ronaldo. It has nothing to do with that. But objectively saying, playing in the French league, he has not had a good season playing for Paris. I mean, it's now what is it? It's almost April. And he's only scored twice. I know he's assisted a bunch,
And
not even for his standard.
he has hit the
Oh,
woodwork more than any
he's hit
other
the
player.
woodwork
I
7 times
know,
because now we're counting that stat. Apparently, yes, who was it? Was it Goal or ESPN? They're like tweeting all these stats and like hit the woodwork
Yeah.
comes up. Messi 7. What? Why? But objectively speaking, though, in a league where that's just not competitive at all, he hasn't had a great season for PSG. He's not whatever it may be, whether he's not linking up, like whether it's just not he doesn't feel at home in Barcelona, which a lot of industry professionals have talked about. They talk about that on Sky all the time, how they think that he's just and who was it? Uh, Danny Alves just said it. Messi's not happy at PSG. He needs to come back to Barcelona. And whether it may be, you spend 19 years at a place that it obviously can
And
have
especially
that
because he
effect.
didn't
But
want to go too. He was fully ready on
yeah,
restructuring a contract, and they were just like,
yeah,
we don't have the
exactly.
finances for it, and La Liga didn't approve, so he kind of was forced to leave.
Yeah, so you have the situation, and he's not like playing well. When someone signs Messi, they're expecting him to be Messi. You know what I mean? Like, and he hasn't been that. So I can understand their frustration, which has led to a lot of booing at the home. But I think playing for PSG is just like that though. Their fans are like that. They're so bitter and just like
No, they
they just
are.
want success in the Champions League. But
They talked about that a lot in the Neymar documentary about how the Parisian fans expect so much, and it's one of those things. I mean, it's similar to like Kai Havertz. Like I remember after he won the Champions League final, like they asked him like, how do you deal with the fact that you have like the biggest price tag to your like how is that on the player? How is that's not like
Yeah, like
it shouldn't be on the player to have to live up to the expectations of his transfer fee. Like obviously it's gonna be. People are always gonna look at Harry Maguire was 80 million euros. You did that.
they're gonna look at
We
Coutinho to
spent 90
Barcelona was
million euros
140.
on Kepa Arrizabalaga. We did that. He's the most expensive goalie of all time. Still he's the most expensive goalie of all time.
I mean, there's not gonna
We
be
did that.
another expensive goalie like that. In like I don't
And the
know
thing is,
ever, but yeah.
he's and if he didn't have that price tag associated with him, people would have been like, Kepa's had a really good year this year. He actually has. Outside of the FA,
I
outside
don't
of the
know.
Carabao Cup final,
Kepa made himself
outside of
look
the
like a
Carabao Cup
proper
final.
prat in the
Yes,
cup
no,
final.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Outside of the cup final, he has been everything that I would ask for in a backup goalie.
You
I
paid
disagree
90
with
mil
Tuchel's
for a
decision to
backup
take
keeper.
Mendy out.
That's kind of rough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he didn't have the price tag associated with him, people were saying he's a pretty good backup goalie.
So if
could
you paid
start for somewhere
50
else.
for him, then what'd they say?
Oh, we shouldn't have paid anything for him.
You paid. That's the young Spanish tax right there.
Yeah, it could be. Well, guys, you guys have got a lot to look forward to because your teams are still competing for stuff. Chelsea got an easy draw in the FA Cup.
Yeah, City have
But
Liverpool, which I'm
Oh, we're gonna have a
terrified
great
of.
game in Champions League, though. I can't wait for those Real games.
yeah, no,
Oh,
it'll be a good one. I'm
I'm
hoping you can
scared.
sell tickets to it.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be able to.
I don't think you will either.
I don't think we're gonna have any home fans, and we're not gonna have an away section in the Bernabeu.
Yeah, it's not shaping up to be great for that. But you're still in the cup though. Can't say the same for me. I think I might have just watched one of Ronaldo's last games in the United shirt, which is pretty sad. But hey, thank you guys for watching. Arman, thank you. Sorry it took a little longer to get to that, but we appreciate your love from Singapore. Get your friends to subscribe, guys. Drop a like on comment as well, and you'll be on the show next week. Hope you enjoyed this content. We'll talk to you after international break.